Now, temporarily, I will put some of this text away on the side. And the reason I do this is because I want to concentrate on just the contents. We will put this back on later, as it says in the legal terms for this. But I will just select it and put it to the side by cutting it out and pasting it in again. So this one from where it starts, chapter 1, this is basically for the cover and the legal text. I'll just cut this out temporarily. Command X to cut it. I will either press escape or select my black arrow tool, and I will click once on the side to deselect the text frame, and I will paste the new text on the side here. So I can take that when I want to look at my cover and this kind of thing. So the text we have is supposed to be body. I mean, that's body, that's the big mass of text that is called. So I'll take out my character styles here, and we will look at what we have as options. So I will click once in the text. I will Command A to select all the text, and I will make sure I don't have any extra things. The plus sign after body means there is extra formatting happening, and I don't want that, so I'm just going to take and press this one, which removes all extra formatting. It's a paragraph symbol with a plus sign and a slash to slash all the pluses or delete all the extra pluses from the paragraph formatting. So now I can see this is all formatted as body text. Now, if I want to look at this text now and see, there is a lot of chapters in this book, and I would like to have each chapter to start on a new page. And I could select the chapter 1 here, and I will label this with a style called chapter number. And we can see that this style actually includes the space which pushes the chapter number down, which is really, really nice. I'm not going to go in this lesson to say how it's done. We're mainly looking at how to apply the formats and to clean the text. Now, I suspect that there's more than one chapter in the book called Pride and Prejudice, and so I want to use my Find Replace to find all the chapters and give them the paragraph style chapter number. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take my Find Change dialog, which is found under Edit, Find Change. It's also the shortcut Command F. And from this I can find any text and replace it with something else. And I'm looking for text in a pattern. I could look for just the word chapter, but chapter could be a word that could be used in the text, and I'm unsure about that. So I want to be a little bit more specific and say I just want to look at any paragraphs that begin with the word chapter and have chapter, space, and then a number. And to do this, I must go in and use a more advanced text search called GREP. GREP stands for General Regular Expression Print, from the time when we printed to the screens. It's about 30 years old computer language or computer search system. And what I'm looking for is a text at the beginning of a paragraph. And from this @ sign next to the Find What field, I can go in and choose a location. So by selecting beginning of paragraph, I will get some kind of a code, and I don't have to worry about that because the code is what a symbol for saying just look at the beginning of a paragraph. And what I want to look for is the word chapter. So I will type chapter here. Chapter. And then I will type a space because I want a space. And then it's going to be a number. And it might be chapter 1, it might be chapter 2, it might be chapter 3. So I want a wildcard, which I get from the @ sign again. And I will look for any digit. Any digit means, of course, any number from 1 to 9. And it could be more than 10 chapters, so there might be more than one, and therefore I will go into my @ sign again and I will choose repeat one or more times. So this will give me chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on. And this is going to be my whole paragraph, and therefore I can even search for the end of paragraph. And this is being a very, very precise search, which can never be misunderstood. And as long as I don't have any ambiguous text, the computer will behave exactly as I expect it to do. So I will look now for the end of the paragraph. If we search for this one, I can take find next, and it will find my chapter 2. And my chapter 2 I want to be a chapter number, so I can choose here from the paragraph style chapter number, and it will format it in the way that I prescribed. In the formatting, there's actually something called a keep option, which tells it to start on a new page and a little bit down. So there is my chapter 2. Let's try and find the next one. I find chapter 3, and I could go on like this, manually finding each chapter and then choosing chapter number. But in the Find Change dialog box, which you notice is also staying open the whole time, I can choose a change format. That means I click somewhere under change format, and I will select the paragraph style chapter number. And this means that I am finding my chapters and I am tagging them with the paragraph style chapter number. And to show me that I am actually reformatting the text rather than changing it to another text, I get a small I to say that the replace format exists. So I will change this one, and I can actually click the other button, which is called change and find. But let's just take change now so we can see that it works. It works just as I expect, and I take find next. This time I will use change find, and then I see, well, it's not going to find anything else, so I can change all. And now I've found 61 chapters and everything is formatted. Now that would have taken a long time to do the 61 chapters. Now, as I'm looking through the text, I notice there are some text signs, some clutter that is coming in on the text. I can see that there are some places where they have used a traditional way of typing, which is a double dash. If we look at this section here, we can see that there is 2 dashes, poor Eliza, exclamation mark, and 2 dashes again. Now, that's quite a normal thing to happen when we have a typewriter that doesn't have all the typographic symbols. And I want to change those to a real M dash, a longer dash. And in the Find Change dialog box, now that I've changed all the chapters, I can look at the queries of normal problems that exist. And from the query, I want to grab something called a dash dash to M dash. So I will select this one here, and now it actually searches the selection, and it's done a text search, and I will find the next one in the selection. It's the first one. I will change it, and when I change all, it will also change the second one. Now I want to do it not only in the selection, but through the whole document. So let's change the realm that we are searching, and we will now look at the whole document, and I change all of these. And now we've changed the text, and it should turn out to be quite a few. So there we have it. 395 replacements have been made, and I can just be happy I didn't have to go and find that throughout all the 300 pages that we have. So there is one more thing I want to do in this text in this lesson, and that is to take care of these symbols, which I'm finding quite all over the place. If we look at this paragraph, on a paragraph here to show you one of the problems that is in this text, because it is written with an ordinary typewriter that has no italics. The typist has decided to use the standard to put an underscore before and after, almost like brackets, around any word that should have been written in italic. Now, the problem with this, if I want to do a find change, is I can use the find to find any underscore, but then I will manually have to change the text that's included in these between these delimiters. And to find them, I am better off using GREP. And just to make it a little bit more clear, I will use some extra typing and say we have one part in this first bracket, which is my delimiter or my sign that is going to tell me what I am looking for at the start of my search. I have my text that I want to keep, and there is a third part in this, which is my delimiter that tells me when my search is over. And using the grep search, I can actually use, just as I have here, brackets to be able to find any given text. If I look at this, I will go into I will copy this text here and go into grep, and I will paste with my brackets exactly the text that I had there. The first group, the delimiter that starts the italic text, the second group, the text I want to keep, and the third group is the end of my text. If I search for this using the find search, you will see, let's go back and say we won't have this as a selection. Use it in the document, find next, and you will see it has found the word my as in my father. Actually, I should undo that first text that I did here. I don't want to have any brackets left here. Let's put this away. There we have the text as I wanted it. So if I use my find change and I look for my, find next, we can see that it has selected the text my. And I can change it again using the change format, but this time I don't want to change it to a paragraph style because it's not a complete paragraph. I want to change it to a character style because it is parts of it's certain letters, certain characters within the paragraph. So I'm going to trash this change format option, and instead I will choose the character style italic, which exists in this document. So by using this find change, if I take change now, we see that the text is changed to become italic. But I want to do more than that. I want to remove the first part and the second part of my search. And to do that, I will use on the change to, from the @ sign, I can choose I just want what is found in the second part. So I use what's called found to. Found 1 represents the first bracket, the delimiter. Found 2 is the word that I want to keep, and found 3 is the second delimiter. So I will choose found 2, which places $2 in the change to format. I will try again here. I will select a little bit previously, choose find next. It still finds the my, and when I press change this time, we can see that the delimiters have been removed. I will find next, and it will find my again, and I can choose change. And I can keep on doing this, and it will find any time that the word my should be in italic. Now there are other words which are in italic. I'm sure you saw in this page here we have the word you, we have the word him, and I need to find a system that will equally find the word you, my, or him. And so I will look a little bit more closely at what can I fill this second paragraph with, the second parenthesis with. So I will choose the word my here, and instead of the word my, I want to add a wild card saying any character. I want to look for any character, and it's not just going to be one character, it's going to be any word. The word you is 3 characters, so I need to repeat that. So I will look at the repeat from the @ sign, and I will repeat 1 or more times. Now there's 2 1 or more times. If I would choose this first one, that is called 1 or more times, it will repeat any characters within a paragraph. So we will just search through this one and we'll see what it actually will find. And when you're making an expression, please do try to search it before you start changing things, so you test the equation. If we look at this one, it will find you. If I change from the next one, it will find him. And so far it's looking really good. It's finding is, it's finding oh. Look here. This is what I was expecting from my experience. Here it is finding, well, it's finding actually what I asked it to find. It's finding an underscore, and then a lot of text, any character, 1 or more times, up till the last underscore. Now I want to find filial to be in italic, and I want the word brotherly to be in italic, and I want the word some to be in italic. To do this, I will go in and change my search slightly. I will remove the plus sign, which stands for repeat 1 or more times, and instead I will grab from the repeat menu 1 or more times shortest match. It means it's the shortest number of letters that actually qualify for this search. If I place my cursor at the beginning of this paragraph, I choose find next, it finds just the word filial. The next word it finds is brotherly, and the next word it finds is some. And from my experience, I know that this is exactly the match that I want. So I could do a change all, but before I do my change all, in case I will be using this again, doing another book from Gutenberg project, I will save this query by pressing the save query icon and giving it a name. And my name I will choose is underscore italic, and then underscore again. And that means I know exactly what I'm looking for. So when I press OK, we can see that we have in our query list the option to look for underscore italic underscore, and it will give us exactly this query that we just did. So now I can do the change all, and pressing the change all, it will change the 400 pages in this document where it should be italic, and it looks wonderful.